Hello, in this video I'd like to share a nice tool for increasing your productivity, achieving your goals and living a happy life. Eric Berne's transactional analysis theory suggests that every individual possesses three subpersonalities: the child, the parent, and the adult. These states can replace each other depending on the circumstances and occasionally manifest simultaneously. This video is about our inner child, and here I'd like to share my personal story about how this technique helped me to get closer to the life I want. I would like to share what happened to me recently in connection of exploring my inner child. I was setting some goals for myself which I was really excited about and was looking forward to the journey towards achieving them. I had just finished my nearly 1 year Spanish course where I had to study for 4 hours every day from Monday to Friday. Studying for such long hours solely one thing was really difficult for me. Last month the course was shortened to 3 hours from Monday to Thursday, which made it a bit simpler to cope with. But my capacity for it was gone a while ago anyway, so it still was a great effort for me to do one and the same thing for so long. Especially that at that moment Spanish, though I really like the language and I love to study it, it still wasn't my priority back then. I had much more important things to do in my life. For now, I'm taking a break from learning Spanish and I will continue it at a more suitable tempo for me. So I was really looking forward to using these 3-4 hours a day, as it's a tremendous amount of time for me. Really, a lot could be done. It's actually important to mention that I'm barely ever bored, as I always have things to do. But strangely enough, with at last getting the opportunity to do all the things I had to put off because of the Spanish lessons, I felt confused. I just couldn't organize myself. I'm yet not good at making shadows and things like this. I just do everything the way I feel. So I set some tasks for the first part of the day and completed them. Okay. During the lunch, I was still looking forward to starting to do the other lot, but after the lunch, I couldn't start doing anything. I just couldn't choose what to do, couldn't put myself together. And it was accompanied by some kind of background anxiety. I absolutely don't know why it was happening. After lunch was a time when I usually would go to the Spanish class, but instead of enjoying this free time, I felt frustrated. Was it that I didn't know where to start? I had no idea. I had a big amount of tasks needed doing, but I couldn't start doing any of them. I told myself, if you don't know what to start with, go work on your book. It's always an option. But I tried it and no, I couldn't write a word. Okay, then go listen to some important lecture. Okay, I tried one, boring, annoying. Okay, a different lecture, also boring. I tried several lectures, they all annoyed me. The amazing speakers, whom I really respect a lot and appreciate the opportunity to learn from. Usually I would be happy to listen to them, but at that point, such ridiculous things as their voices, intonation, breath were annoying me. And there was no chance I could convince myself to listen to them. Later in the evening, I had a session with my psychologist. There, instead of jumping from one activity to another and being angry with myself that I was just wasting this precious time, I decided to see what would happen if I allowed myself to express negative emotions which had occurred whilst trying to start the new task. So I expressed it and it sounded like, I don't want to write anything. Leave me alone. I don't want to listen to anything. Like, just get lost. While doing it, I started to realize that it was my inner child where those feelings were coming from. I sounded like a child. I felt like a child as well. And my psychotherapist confirmed my guess, saying that the way I shouted and moved was just so childish. So That's my inner child being sabotaging. On realizing it, I understood that I had been trying to deal with my own self as a suppressive parent, according to the theory that we all have our inner child, parent, and the adult. Remember? I had felt sorry for the child who had been forced. In my childhood, I had enough destructive parents, enough neglecting of myself, enough abuse towards myself. It was enough for me. And I didn't want to do the same to myself again and again as an adult at that moment or ever. Instead, I decided to notice that child. And I said, I want to notice this child. And then came the classical question from my psychotherapist. What does your child want to do? And I looked into myself and I came up with some answers. And the first thing that came up was a massage, as my entire body was sore and injured after tons of workout. After giving some room for my inner child, I became much more productive. I should never reject it. Every time I had rejected my inner child or my tired part, I ended up burned out. Thus, instead of increasing my productivity and being closer to my goals, I used to push myself a few steps back, having to start everything again. In the end, I used to waste much more time than 3 hours staying in depressed condition. It could be up to 1 month not being able to do absolutely anything. The main message that I want to bring out here is that life is not only a race for achievements, for being higher, stronger, richer, and so on. Life is a diversity, and in this race you might skip many wonderful things. If you hear out your inner child just once, you may discover a lot of new fun, pleasurable activities and new hobbies that may make you feel so much happier and make your life so much more fulfilling. More than that, during doing something what you really enjoy, you may refresh your mind and get some inspiration and get motivated. You might come up with some new ideas for your business or set other big goals. Our inner child is an amazing thing responsible for creativity, curiosity, and art. Neglecting this part of you may cause you more harm than good in all aspects of life. And that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was useful for you. If so, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps it to grow. Also, leave your opinion in the comment section. I would love to read it. And see you in the next video. Have an amazing day.